Good afternoon, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. Before I get into this video about passive candidates, I want to shout out my brother, Abu Musa, and he runs a channel on YouTube as well. His link is in the description below. He is what my channel would look like if he actually put effort into it. He makes entrepreneurial content. He also is a recruitment agency owner as well. So go on his channel, watch it. Way better quality content than mine. So go ahead and watch it. And I think it's important to share value. Some things you'll take from my channel, some things you'll take from his, other people. It's not my way is right and his way is wrong, or her way is right and mine's wrong, etc. So you get the point. The link's in the description. Go ahead and just subscribe to him. Watch his channel. Brilliant content. So without further ado, we're getting into the video. So the video today is quite an important one, and it's really how you can make a lot of money in recruitment. It's attracting passive candidates. And there is a formula around it, and there are some things that don't apply to startup recruitment agencies. So passive candidates are more likely to engage with the sort of larger companies, the more experienced recruiters that have been around for many years, and because they're in their network. So the important way to deal with passive candidates or attract them, there's three things that apply. And I'm talking as if you've just started a business and you've just got one job to recruit for. Now, why the passive candidates are so valuable is because they're not on job boards. They're not on, applying for positions. So they're passive in terms of they're not looking for a job. So if you can attract and sort of sell the position to them, you're more likely to get engagement and you're more likely to make a placement. It's an endless supply. So basically it applies to every candidate out there. So every person is a potential candidate. Now, can you convert them into a passive candidate to an actual candidate that goes to an interview? If so, you can literally place any position. There's no position unfillable. So if you take, for example, let's say a developer, JavaScript developer, if you post a job, you're not going to get anywhere because they're very sought after. Those people are always in work. Yeah, so the market is pretty much full of passive candidates. This applies to doctors, nurses, anything that's really skilled up and in demand. So the really experienced staff members. Now, what typically happens is contingency recruiters will be working with a company. And what happens is the company will outsource the position to recruiters. The recruiters will look on job boards. They'll post the advert. Nothing happens. So they're in pretty much the same boat as the client. They can't find anyone. So what happens now? They obviously go out and reach out on LinkedIn. And that's the best way to obviously attract professionals off that. So there's three things you can do, and some things may or may not be in your control to attract passive candidates. So the first one is you have to have a good offering. So potentially there's three reasons why a passive candidate will engage with you. The first one is salary. So you should know as an experienced recruiter or whatever position you're working on, what the market rate is for that position. Let's use a doctor for this whole video. So a doctor is earning, let's say, £50,000, and you've got a position that is £65,000. They're very likely to engage with you, even if they're happy in the position. Now, that all depends on having, the job order you have, what type of company you're working for. I've recruited for household names. So probably apart from Facebook, I've somewhat recruited for the major, what are they called, the FANG companies. So the Alphabet. So Google, I've recruited for Getty Images. All these companies that when you talk to a candidate, they're really likely to engage with you. They're like, oh my God, that would look great on my CV. And what typically happens is they don't care too much about salary. So that's another selling point you can do. But if you can get someone more than a 10% pay rise, they're likely to engage with you, or at least, give some sort of indication as to, this person might be looking, I'm not interested. So if you don't have that, if you can't really offer a position that is on the same bar as everyone else, or the same sort of salary as they're on now. Now you might ask, how do I find out the salary? Well, it's industry average. You can Google where they're working and try and find a job advert for that job that they're working, so you know exactly how much they're getting roughly. So if you search a job board or their actual website for a doctor, there'll probably be an advert somewhere online, even if it's invalid or it's old. A lot of websites scrape it, so you can find, oh, that job was posted for 65,000 excuse me, last time. So what happens then is you know that person's on 65, your job is 85. Great, you can obviously, you know, attract them with that. And obviously don't go too high or too low in terms of the candidate's expectations, because they might be priced out and the client might think, you know, if they're paid that much, they're probably not suitable for this role. So point number 2 is a promotion. Now, a promotion is probably more sought after than salary. A lot of people will take a pay cut for a promotion or moving into a larger company. So you can attract candidates for a promotion. Now, it depends on the client's specifications. So if the client says we need someone with these criterias, bang. And it goes down to you obviously engaging with the client and telling them, look, I've got this fantastic candidate. They've got all the skill set. However, their job title in the current position isn't exactly what you'd think they're actually doing, but they have all the desired skill sets. Would you consider them? I'll give you an example. I recruit for a lot of registered managers, and it's a very, very shallow candidate pool in the active market. So sometimes I've made about 3 placements from a deputy manager up to a registered manager. So they're actually deputy managers, but they've moved up into the registered manager position. Now, it depends on the company because they have to wait for them to get upskilled and train them and qualify. But a lot of companies have even said to me off the bat, we'll take a registered manager, but if you've got a very experienced deputy manager, we'll take them. It's a massive candidate pool when you look at it that way. And it applies to pretty much every job. So you have to go back to your client. Our job is to go back to our client. We have a duty to our clients to go back to them and say, this is what the market is saying. Yeah, you have to either up the salary, you have to either change the job spec because we can't find anyone, or if you're happy to wait, you're just going to be waiting. Yeah. So point number 3 with that is probably something that's not so important. Yeah. Let's say you've got a position, going back to the doctor, and you want to offer something, and it is all about just selling the position and finding out what the candidate wants if they do want something. If you can offer a position that is closer to home, better sort of working conditions, so it's less hours for the same salary, passive candidates are likely to engage with you off of that. And it goes to say, you know, if they're traveling 1 hour to commute and you find something 15 minutes from home and it's only 4 days a week instead of 5, and you know the salary is the same, it's a no-brainer on a passive candidate. So this goes back to just speaking to a lot of people on LinkedIn, messaging them and selling the position in a way, not just I'm recruiting for a electrician. Yeah, I've got a position for an electrician. It's not how you have to package jobs in a different way when you're reaching out to candidates that aren't looking. Yeah, take for example a doctor. He's happy in his job, he's cracking on. However, he's looking to become, I mean, doctors are slightly different, but he's looking to become a consultant in the near future. I'm working with a hospital nearby, Mr. Doctor or Doctor. Yeah, they offer paid training on average. You know, people qualify in 2 years. They offer support. My last candidate done that. Would you be interested? Is this something on your mind? If you position a job like that, you're more likely to go in there. Or sell the company. It is about marketing. Clients love it when you want to know about the company. Like a question I ask the clients is, how can I best market your position? What is your USP that I can get across? And believe me, with that question, you'll find so much out. They'll be like, oh, you know, we grew from 12 people to 100. You know, we've got benefits. Our average people stay with us for, you know, 16 years. I don't know. There's a lot of things that come into play with that. So just to sum up, attracting passive candidates is no different from active candidates when you're reaching out to them, even if they're open to new opportunities. It's how you package the position. Yeah. Get to know them, understand what they want. Do they want a higher salary? Yes, everyone does. Do they want sorry, I've got notes. Do they want a promotion? Can you find them a promotion off that? Yeah. And can you offer better working conditions? Those 3 points, if you meet those, or at least one of them, if you meet all 3, it's a no-brainer. You can contact 100 people that someone's going to come back to you and interview. So it's easier said than done, but these are the things, the 3 things from the market that candidates really, really want. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Any questions, let me know. And yeah, till next time, take care.